the Yankees continue their red-hot play with the big win, come-from-behind win in Houston yesterday. And again, I said this, and, Yankees in Houston, you're going to hear a lot about the Yankees and the Astros, the Yankees and the Red Sox all summer long. The Astros last year went completely away from their bullpen in those big postseason games. It was starters out of the pen. It was good-night bullpen. In this series, it was the same thing. They completely went away from their bullpen strength, and again, they got that bullpen exposed in big spots in this series, and to me, that's their weakness. They have no faith in that bullpen at all. Dan in Stamford, Connecticut. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Mike. Welcome back.
Thank you. What's up?
I had a question about the Yankees and the Red Sox, but before that, I just wanted to ask you a question about your departure and return.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering if you thought in any way it was a humbling experience, because
Humbling experience
you had a lot of
way?
Well, you made it sound like you had a lot of big plans and you're kind of just back in the same place as you were before.
Not back in the same place at all. As a matter of fact, I do have big plans, and you'll see them as we unfold them in the summertime. So, and what coming back here is how is that not something that's, it wasn't something I planned. It's part of the thing, but it is not what I came back just to do. I came back to do something very different, which you'll see as it unfolds with what we have planned this summer, which I can't really get into yet because there's no reason to, but just watch and see what happens.
Okay. And I know before the season you predicted that the Yankees would win the division pretty comfortably.
I don't remember.
On the show with Mad Dog, you said they'd win pretty comfortably.
I said they'd win. I said they'd win more games than their number, which I believe was 93.5. I think it was.
I think it was 94.
Or either way, whatever it was, 93, 94. I thought they'd win more than that. Yes.
I was wondering if you thought you've seen anything from the Red Sox to make you think the division will be more competitive than you thought.
No, I think the Yankees are the better team. I do think the Yankees are the better team.
In what way?
Pretty much every way.
Do you think the rotation's better?
I think I don't have as much faith in a couple of guys in the Red Sox as you might. I think obviously, like right behind Sale. I don't have as much faith in him at all. And I think the Yankee team is far from done. I think the Yankees have an incredible amount of resources at their disposal, and they have some of the best offensive talent in the sport. I mean, obviously, and more coming. I mean, with the young players they have, and Red Sox have got a good team. I'm not trying to knock the Red Sox team in any way, but I think the Yankee team is a better team. I really do. And we'll have that's why they'll play. That's why we will have the season, as a matter of fact. So, you know what? If you're a Red Sox fan, fine. I'm sure a couple weeks ago you felt very confident before the Yankees got hot. Chris in Farmingdale. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Mike. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I caught you on all the Bill Simmons podcasts. I hope you have him on soon. You guys are great together.
Thank you. We will.
But on to the Vargas signing. I mean, I waited all off season. Obviously, the Bruce signing was good for the Mets. The Frazier, they waited that one out. But we paid this guy $16 million over 2 years. I was at the game yesterday. And, I mean, you talk about Harvey going to the minors. This guy's going to end up in the minors before any of them because he does not know how to throw it over the plate. And he just throws balls that guys are knocking out of the park. I mean,
I don't get it. I don't know what is going on there.
Like 16. It's like 16 with the ERA.
No, I know. It's been ridiculous. I mean, and again, I don't want to overreact. Yeah, but I don't want to overreact to just a couple of starts. All right, the Harvey thing, we've watched it go on for years. I don't want to get crazy over just a couple of starts, but it has been pitiful. I mean, there's no way to even discuss it. I mean, this can't continue. And I'm sure the Mets are not only mystified, I'm sure they're horrified by what they're looking at so far. I mean, there's not even any words. When you go and bring a guy in, and the guy goes out there and his ERA after a couple of starts is 16, yes, you have to be just completely stunned by what you're looking at. Why? I mean, what's going on? Again, you want to give him a little more time here. It's a couple of games. He's only pitched a handful of innings. You don't want to get crazy yet. Obviously, there were things they saw that they liked. There were things they saw, last year that were, very, very impressive at times. I understand he didn't pitch to a great ERA, but he still won a lot of games. Don't want to overreact to 2 games. I do not. I wanted to mention this one other thing, too, because I saw the call here, but I wanted to mention it, too, and that's the passing of Bill Torrey as someone who watch that team get built. And although I've never been the most overwhelming of hockey fans, I did have a chance to go to a fair number of their games. I mean, I went to some playoff games where they, big games they played. I went while they were still building the dynasty when they lost to Montreal, the great Montreal teams, before they finally won. I went to a couple of those games and saw those great Montreal teams with Lafleur and, everybody on that great team. Watch them put this team together. You watch what he built, how he did it, the textbook way he did it, the, tremendous tandem of he and Al Arbor, who went out and built something that rates with the great dynasties, let's be honest, in sport. They won 4 straight championships. They won 19 straight playoff series. He went and, you had incredible homegrown talent when you're talking about, Potvin, Trottier, Bossy, Gillies, bring in a guy like Billy Smith, who won the great money goaltenders of all time. So he passes at the age of 83 and really one of the great careers, had an incredible impact on the league, had an incredible impact on many who copied his style. His style is kind of, I guess, part and parcel and has been for many, many years of the league in terms of development. Really amazing what they built, from when he got there and the way they built that thing and how incredible they were. As an organization, they really were remarkable, and I think even they've been in history underrated for what they accomplished. Imagine winning 19 straight playoff series; it's an incredible feat, an all-time remarkable feat, as a matter of fact. Bobby in Massapequa, what's up, Bobby?
Yeah, hi, Mike. I'm glad the producer brought that up to you because I did bring it to him.
I had written down. I made myself a note that I wanted to talk about him, but absolutely his impact and he and Arbor, what they built, just remarkable, absolutely remarkable. One of the great dynasties of all time.
Now, in addition to the 19 straight series, from 1975 to 1984, this team made the semifinals 9 out of 10 years.
Yep.
And Al Arbor, what he did was basically with these players, he did these lines that he had for the hockey fans that he would play the players with different lines. Meaning he would mix up the lines.
Yeah, but this isn't about Arbor today. This is more about Torrey today.
Torrey got all these players.
Yes.
And
also showed people how to structure a league office, showed people how to build through a draft, showed people how to scout and develop, all those things.
To me, this team is the greatest team of all time. 19 straight series, that is never going to be done again.
Well, listen, it ranks with the great teams of all time. You would have to. There are other teams you have to put in there to be fair. The great Boston Celtic teams. Bill Russell.
But they only played 2 series.
Yeah, but he won 11 championships in 13 years. You don't. There's no reason to minimize what the Yankees did or what the Boston Celtics did. But this is one of the great runs of all time. No question. No question.
And they had to play 4 series every playoff for 10 consecutive years, and they made it to the semifinal, or maybe at least 3.
Well, forget that. That minimizes it. 19 straight wins. That's the one. That is the one to digest. 19 straight playoff wins. Winning 19 straight playoff series is an incredible feat. Think about the intensity. Think about the ability you have of having to, have a puck bounce or a ball bounce one way or the other in any series. And you don't want to use the NFL because it's one game, but you think of the other sports where you have to play multiple games to win a series. 19 straight series victories by a group is one of the incomparable stats in sports history. It really is. It's a remarkable one. But his legacy is even more than that because he impacted the league office. He impacted the front offices of the sports in that league. People copied what he did. He became really he built the template that was used to build teams the right way. So really an incredible life, an incredible career. Bill Torrey passing at the age of 83 deserves to be mentioned absolutely for what just was a brilliant, brilliant career. Mike in Pompton Lakes. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. What's happening?
This is, I'm seeing something in the Mets that's really starting to bother me. Now, I'm not jumping off the ledge yet, and obviously I hope they turn it around because we have a long way to go. But if this thing goes south again, Mike, I think Alderson is not the guy to put it back together. I think he's gotten a pass. I don't like what he's done with the bullpen. His drafts has been underwhelming, to say the least. And I just don't think he's the guy anymore.
Well, they clearly nudged Alderson this year by bringing Omar back into the organization. Omar, who has a tremendous eye for talent and always has. They might not think he's the guy who you want to have be the organizational leader in some ways in terms of staffing and different things. But as far as having a great eye for talent, that is Omar's great strength. He's had a history of that. The Mets have not done as good a job in that area as they need to. We know that. Their system right now is not very strong. Now, they did go to the playoffs back-to-back years. They did go to the World Series. You got to be fair about that. But this year, when they had the very unlikely start, none of us expected it to be like that. But now, things have really now, hopefully we're going on the idea that DeGrom's still healthy. If DeGrom is hurt, this team is dead. Dead. They just don't have enough pitching in that rotation. Right now, behind DeGrom and Syndergaard, they don't have enough pitching now. With the two of them there and healthy, they don't have enough pitching. If they lost one of the big two, they cannot recover. I don't know exactly what Vargas... I have not seen either of Vargas' starts yet this year. So I have not seen him pitch yet with my eyes, so I don't know what to make of it. He's only pitched a handful of innings. I got Nelson Figueroa, who's obviously seen him, so I'll get to him. They have very distinct issues they have to address, and I think they're addressable issues now. They got off to the good start, which allowed them right now to be sitting here, despite this, woeful play of late, still 5 games over 500, still in a good position. They have got to make some decisions now and make some emphatic moves now. I think they need to do it before things get worse, and I think they will. I think they will get worse the way they're headed right now. It's a Jeep Celebration event.